Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, Chatting with Chops. My name is Karen and I like to make fun and entertaining videos that might teach you something. Today, we are going to make vegan peanut butter snowballs. So let's get started. I'm taking just a regular peanut butter snowball recipe that I got online, and I want to make it vegan. This is a part of vegan cooking that I find really easy, because basically in these ingredients, the only thing I need to make sure is vegan is obviously I'm going to be using vegan butter, which is very common to find, and then I'll be using vegan chocolate. And I have found these organic Great Value baking chips. They have I think Nestle and Hershey's has one, but basically it says that it's free from 8 major food allergens. So, I mean, I found these at the local Walmart. No sponsor, but they work out fabulous. So that's how you can make this recipe very easily be vegan. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to line our baking sheet. Sorry if that was noisy. We've lined our baking sheet with parchment paper, and then we've put a nice cooling rack on top that we'll use when we're pouring our chocolate, but we've put that aside for later. The other fun thing about this recipe is there's no baking involved. It's all putting ingredients together and then sitting it in the fridge to chill. So then what we want to do is we want to put our powdered sugar, which is 2 cups of powdered sugar, in our baking bowl. Okay. Then we're going to put our peanut butter, and we need 1 1/3 cup peanut butter. So here's my 1 cup. Let's get this out of here first. Okay. All right, and then we need 1/3 cup. Okay. All right, so let's get our 1/3 cup in here. Nice thick peanut butter. All right. Then we want our regular melted butter, which this is 1/4 cup of vegan butter that has been melted. So we're going to pour that in there. And I like the company Earth Balance right now. I've been using their butter and I enjoy it a great deal. And if they want to sponsor me, I'd be happy to be sponsored by Earth Balance. Then what we want to do is we want to take 2/3 cup of graham cracker crumbs. And basically all I did was I took a couple of regular graham cracker sheets and stuck it in a plastic bag and hit it with a meat tenderizer, which can be very therapeutic if you need that. So we're going to take 2/3 cup of these and put that in our big bowl. I love just one solid bowl of cooking. It makes me so happy. All right, there's 2/3 cups of graham crackers, and then we're going to take our maple syrup, just regular pure maple syrup, and we're going to do 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. And I have this wonderful little measuring cup that does tablespoons really easily. Okay, and put that in there. And then the last thing we need to do is add our salt, which I don't really like cooking with salt. I know it's a necessary evil, but I'm just going to take a little bit of the kosher salt and sprinkle that in there. And then we're going to mix this all together until it's nice and smooth and everything is blended together. As I've told you, these KitchenAid mixers are fantastic. But you always just want to make sure you do one last little scoop in the bottom to make sure that everything is mixed in really well. And I'm going to take my hand and see how this is kind of crumbly. This used to always be, whenever we used to make peanut butter balls at Christmas time in my family, this was always my dad's job. He was in charge of getting everything to kind of incorporate together, because you see how there's still some of that that's kind of dry in the bottom, and we're going to be making balls out of this, so we want it all to be combined together. So just take your hand, and if you don't want your hand all sticky and gooey, then I would say You could try using a plastic glove, but just try and get this all kind of mixed, closed in together. You're kind of forming one really big form of your dough. Really getting all the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients together. And it's a great hand workout. You're going to end up being very messy. So again, if you don't like that, then you should probably try and use a plastic glove. I have never really been able to do this well with like a spoon or a spatula or anything. So the next thing we want to do is, there's different ways that you can do this. You can try using just like a smaller cookie scoop, where you just kind of scoop in and get it kind of mixed in. All right, so the best way I have found to do this is just kind of get you a small bit of dough and then just roll it together in your hands and put it down on your cookie sheet with your baking tray on top, because this is where you're going to be pouring your chocolate over the top of them. So again, you can make these as big or as small as you want to. Just keep in mind that, you know, obviously the bigger you make them, the less that there will be. And just try and get them nice and round. And then just put them on your cookie sheet. Okay? Because the next step will be that we'll be melting down the chocolate. But I'm just going to roll up. Sometimes I guess I pressed too hard on that one. But you're just going to roll them into a nice little ball. And just finish out all of your dough that way. So just to show you again, take you a little bit of a spoonful of the mix. And just kind of get it warmed up in your hand a little bit. And I like to keep mine a little bit smaller. I like for mine to be mostly like bite size. So it's just a one single bite. And then just set it on your tray. So what we've done is we did 2 cups of vegan white chocolate that I showed you earlier. And then we did 2 teaspoons of coconut oil. And I just melted this on the stove. So we can... And there are basically 2 different ways that you could get your peanut butter balls covered. You could just pour the chocolate over the top of the peanut butter balls if you'd like to. I find that sometimes it's way easier and a whole lot faster, but it's a bit more wasteful of your chocolate. So what we have done in the past, because I've made peanut butter balls with my family before, what we normally do is we just drop it in the chocolate, roll it around a little bit with your two forks, and then just put it on your nice little coulis rack that you're using, your wire rack, to let any excess chocolate drip off. All right. And just put those in the chocolate. And this chocolate is a little bit thicker, so it's not dripping off as much, but you just want to make sure that everything is covered, and then just slide it off onto the tray. And you can, I guess, put as many peanut butter balls in the chocolate at one time as you want to. I'm just working with 2 because it's easier for me to work with. If your chocolate starts to like solidify up on you or start to harden, just stick it in the microwave real quick and heat it up for a couple more seconds. Okay, so this is what we're going to do, is just keep covering our little peanut butter balls with our nice white chocolate. And what you can also do while it's still wet is you can take your little Christmas sprinkles and sprinkle it on the top. Make them all nice and Christmassy. And I mean, if you wanted to make these for perhaps maybe like a baby shower or something, you could, you know, do your pink and blue, or for, you know, different events, you could do the colors of the event. Covering them the first time around, just go back and look and see if you get a little bit of icing on your chocolate on your fork, and just cover them and make sure if there's any little like bare spots or anything. See, like you can sometimes catch them when they're still in the bowl, but just want to make sure everything is nice and covered. I may leave half of mine covered with the sprinkles and the other half not, because that way, in case there's somebody in your party that doesn't really like sprinkles. But you see how lovely festive it makes them. Okay. When you get down to towards the end of your chocolate, it's a little bit harder to get them covered, but again, if it starts to harden up on you, you can just put it back in the microwave, or if you need more chocolate, I usually always recommend to buy, you know, an extra bag or two, or you can add a little bit more coconut oil, make your chocolate a little bit thinner. Do not add water. I speak from experience. If you add water, all it does is make your chocolate break and get all hard and yucky looking. Don't recommend it. Okay. All right, let's see if I can get, I just have 4 more. Well, why don't we'll try the pouring over method this time, so you guys can see how it looks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the balls really close together, like that, and then I'm just going to pour the chocolate over the top of them. And then just take my spatula and spread it out a little bit. Get everybody all covered. Kind of like icing cinnamon rolls. There we go. So that's what you would do if you were wanting to just pour the chocolate over. I say it's a little bit more wasteful because you end up with more chocolate at the bottom. And then again, like I mentioned earlier, we're just going to go around and make sure that everybody is covered. There's no little bare spots. You can kind of pretty up the tops a little bit this way if they're a little messy. Okay, now we're going to put them in the fridge for about 10 minutes and let them harden up a little bit. There's the finished product. Vegan peanut butter balls covered in white chocolate and with some Christmas sprinkles if that's what you want, or if you want to do it for a baby shower or a wedding shower using the different colors. And then there's just some of the ingredients I use. So I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next bake. Hey everybody, just wanted to let you know that I'll be starting a new travel channel under my name, Karen Norwood. We'll have some fun camping and traveling videos, but don't forget to keep coming back to Chatting with Chops for your vegan, toothsome, and low-calorie bakes.